After winning last week, your LA Wakers are going into week 6 4-1, and this week we're playing Playmore, the double team of Ben and John. Let's get into my squad. So this week I am running special Basculegion, but I am limited to running special male Basculegion. However, I expect to surprise them with this because why would you do this with 80-based special attack? I cannot use girl Basculegion. I have drafted guy Basculegion. They are separate in this draft. But Hydro Pump with adaptability can OHKO Incineroar and doesn't care about Intimidate, which is part of the reason why I'm running this set. I also have Shadow Ball, which can knock out Gengar and doesn't care about Intimidate from Incineroar either, or as opposed to something like Last Respects wouldn't be able to do so, especially at the immediate lead. Then we have Muddy Water. Muddy Water is really nice because it allows me to get through the Follow Me from Mousehold and do massive damage to a KOing Mousehold and even Gengar next to it, depending on its EV spread, even with Friendguard. And then Aqua Jet lets me pick off a weakened Gengar or even a weakened anything, honestly. Como, Hatterene under Trick Room, whatever it is. Basically, the big thing is adaptability still lets this Pokemon hit incredibly hard. And with my Kasib Berry, I can always take the Ghost move from Gengar and then knock it out with Shadow Ball in return. Basculegion has a really good speed tier here, and it's also not really threatened by an OHKO from anyone besides maybe a max attack Incineroar. And if it's max attack Incineroar, it better be Pasho Berry because I can go for the Hydro Pump and knock it out otherwise. And we have Ness, my Alolan Raichu. Ness has a really good, speed tier here too, which is why I'm actually getting away with Modest instead of running Timid, since most of the Pokemon on that team can outspeed Timid outside of, like, I guess he's Semi-Sage, but I don't really care about that speed tier because this is not my Pokemon to deal with Semi-Sage. But we have the faster Fake Out than Incineroar, which is awesome, so we can cause it to flinch. We have Thunderbolt to threaten Pokemon like Blastoise and obviously do massive damage to Mega Aggron. Psychic is good for the Gengar and Como, and then Feint lets me break Protect, just in case he ends up going like a Perish Trap mode, because then it would be like Fake Out plus Perish Song, and then they would Protect. I can go for Feint, and then I can go for some massive damage to the team, if that's the case. And again, just rent mild on this thing so we could have a little stronger Fake Out and Feint, but obviously the strongest Psychic and Thunderbolt on the team. Mega Kangaskhan Noobish is of course coming in this game, and we're running Scrappy, that way we can fake out Pokemon like Gengar. I have Circle Throw in case he wants to try going for Perish Song. It also helps me stop Trick Room as well. Body Slam is my main force of damage next to Crunch, which can also do massive damage to Gengar. Even a bulky Gengar can actually die to Crunch if the first Crunch gets a defense drop. My EV spread allows you to survive Focus Blast from Max Special Attack Gengar. I also survive Aura Sphere from Como when I'm Mega Evolved, and I'm faster than a non-speed boosting natured Como. Vaughn, my Scizor, is next, and I'm running the White Herb with max speed almost and max attack. The idea behind this is I want to weaken something like Incineroar with a full power close combat, even have Psycho Cut for something like Mega Gengar. Bullet Punch is good for Hatterene under Trick Room, and then U-Turn can be cool just to get on out of there and get some chip on something like Blastoise. Basically, I want my Pokemon to move first for the most part, unless Trick Room is up, and I want my Scizor to actually get some value if it comes to the game, right? Scizor does lose to Mega Aggron, it does lose to certain Blastoises, it can in theory lose to Incineroar, but I want to get massive damage off before Scizor ends up losing to them, which can help out the remainder of my team. For instance, if Incineroar is weakened, my Vitus, Armarouge, puts in some crazy work here. I'm running Cobra Berry on Armarouge, that way I can survive one Darkest Lair or Throat Chop from max attack Incineroar. I get my weak armor speed boost. Basically, Armarouge's main role here is, and what I tried to do is, I don't care about Mousehold having Follow Me. I want to be able to hit spread moves. So I have Heat Wave, I have Psychic to do massive damage to KO Gengar, to smoke Como as well, and then I have Aura Sphere. And Aura Sphere allows me to deal with Incineroar, because if Incineroar is Passion Berry, then it's not running Chapel Berry, so I can do some crazy damage with Aura Sphere to that as well, especially next to a Fake Out being paired to that. And of course, the Weak Armor plus Endure is a tried and true combo we did versus Shady earlier in the season, but if he hits me with a physical move or anything like that, I can get the speed boost, outspeeding everything on that team. Lastly, I'm packing the Kebia Berry Snake, my Sylveon. With my EV spread, I can actually survive an Iron Head from Como, plus a Sludge Bomb from Max Special Attack Gengar due to that Kebia Berry. I have Dazzling Gleam over Hyper Voice because of Soundproof, and then I have Quick Attack to pick off Como just in case it's next to Friendguard. Psychic allows me to do over half to Gengar, which can be really nice because a lot of my team can do half, like a Muddy Water into a Psychic combo can actually KO Mega Gengar, which is really nice. And of course, attack just to waste some turns. Basically, if I see Como or special attackers like Blastoise and Rotom, Snake should come to the game. So that's my team for this week of the WDL. I'm excited to play Playmore. Big shout out to Emil, Di, and Tony for all the help this week. If you guys have been enjoying the Draft League, feel free to let me know. Feel free to subscribe to the channel, and make sure you sub to Playmore as well. I love both of them. They're awesome. And lastly, I do currently have my Pokeaim Celestial available if you guys want to pick it up. We sold over 78% of the bundles, as I've been told. Link is down below if you want to get it before it is sold out. Without further ado, let's get right into the game. All right, we got some threats on that side of the field. No, what don't they have? They have everybody. I should write down their team. Guys, if y'all enjoy this content, make sure you let me know. Feel free to leave a like. Sub to them. Sub to me if you want to. No pressure. Let me see this mouse hold. Yeah, they got Como. I'm writing this so slow. Normally, I forget to write this, and I just write it on. It's a Mega Gengar, so no Mega Aggron. And they brought the Rotom Fan. Rotom Fan. Mode 1. Oh, no Aggron actually is really good for Snake over there. I think we lead Noobish +0. Armarouge looks pretty good. So we're going to put you in the back, and then there's actually a world where Scizor is really good too, which I guess that's why they brought Rotom. I think this is pretty good. We'll see how this does. I have Fake Out Pressure, I have Scrappy, so I don't worry about Intimidate. I am running Special Male Basculegion, hoping to catch them off guard. I know they do Mock, so we'll see if that ends up being something when we do the post-game interview, if they're down. If that ends up being something they actually prepped into. I would love to see their thought process about that. I think most leads with Basculegion. Basculegion always, I think, is a lead in this case. Armarouge is really good too. Maybe it'll be Incineroar plus Gengar. It could be Mousehold plus Gar as well. Obviously, I think they have to respect the Fake Out turn 1 from Kangaskhan. Oh, ooh. Oh boy. Is it Trick Room if? I don't want to Fake Out because they can Encore me. The hell's in the back? Actually, I don't care if they Encore me. Because they don't have Gengar in, so I can switch. So I'll just Fake Out plus Muddy Water. I assume they Protect. That means it's probably Gengar, Como in the back? I'm not sure. Anyway, Muddy Water plus Fake Out into Mousehold is really good. It does a lot. They do Protect Mousehold. I assume Hat has Protect too. Yep, Protect Boa. Okay, nice One Piece. Protect. The Assault Vest is not in the game. They see my Muddy Water. How do they feel about it? I can see them having Encore here. I'm going to switch out to this, just in case they do. And I think I'm just going to throw off another Muddy Water. Do as much as I can. Playmore fans, could they have done a different nickname for actual One Piece there? Because again, I assume maybe Encore comes out. So I'm going to scout for it. It's a Follow Me. That's okay. It's no Encore. Follow me. All right, we land the Muddy Water, which is awesome. How does this do? Ooh, 50%. As I get up Trick Room. I'm okay with this. I'm definitely okay with this because we're relatively slow on most of our Mons. I'm slower on this guy than my Basculegion, right? Perfect. Okay, so we can follow it up with Heat Wave. And then Muddy Water as well. And that should be decent. So we don't have to worry about Gengar with this mode. They Protect there, but they'll go down to the following thing, so I'm okay with this. Provided we land, of course, both our inaccurate moves. Nice. Do I miss? Alright. So Hatterene is Trick Room Protect. I don't have Protect on any of my Mons, so I don't really care, but I mean, I have relatively slow Mons here. I feel like you can't kill both. Incineroar comes out, which makes sense. Probably offensive Incin. Fire move may be coming out, and I threaten them with Fake Out after. I'm going to switch out to Noobish. Just because it's relatively bulky, and I think that Basculegion is just really strong. I think last Mon might be Como, so... They Dazzling Gleam. That does 0. They do Darkest Lariat into that slot, perfect. D-Gleam. And we don't see a Choppleberry, so that's awesome. And, nor Citrus, so maybe Pasho? Gonna Heat Wave plus, I think Fake Out. That's very offensive Incineroar. Darkest. Lariat. Yeah, there's a world where we actually KO Incin here. Maybe I could have just double targeted into that slot. I mean, I did like 60% with this attack, which is crazy. Trick Room's cool. Trick Room's really cool. I do have my 2 resist berries on my Sylveon in the back, so I think I'm okay. Oh yeah, that Heat Wave, I think beats them. I get a crit there. That might actually have mattered. Alright, so go out to you. Nice. And what's the game plan here? Does Heat Wave land? It does land on both. Beautiful. It does manage to KO, which is lovely because the rest of their team is actually relatively slow. So, or faster than me for the most part, right? So I think I can just go Sylveon pretty safely. And just click Dazzling Gleam plus Psychic. Big fan. I think my play's actually Endure on the last turn of Trick Room. I hate to reveal it, but like... Yeah, I have Basculegion. I think this is my safest play. My Snake is definitely faster than... I think my Snake is slower than Rotom. So I get a Dazzling Gleam off, and that means it also scares away Como. They won't know anything about my items either, because none of these mons can activate my items. All right, so we Endure here, which is nice. They Dazzle. The important thing is that I survive Rotom, so that way he actually has to fear me, because I'm going to move first here. Oh, so Dazzle actually doesn't KO Hat, which is unfortunate. As they get off a Thunderbolt there. Fine by me. I have Aqua Jet in the back, so I think I want to do this. Because I think they might protect with their guy. Let's see if I can just activate the +2 speed and then get a strong Psychic off. Because I have Aqua Jet in the back. I have priority, so I think I'm okay. Is this a throw? We'll find out. But is it also a flex play? Yes, because I assume this protects and then they try and get the kill with Rotom. Nice. We get my weak armor here and we get a Psychic off on Rotom. +2 speed should put me faster than all Rotom. Yep. Rotom does not go down, but now we can just go for double priority move and win the game. And that should be able to do it. I think I needed to make that play. And if I didn't, well, whatever, I did. So who cares? I revealed a lot of my attacks, but whatever. Aqua Jet on you, and Quick Attack on you, and that should be game. I don't think there's a Quick Guard on any of these mons. Protect, Trick Room, Dazzling Gleam. I feel like Rotom might be Scarf. T-Bolt. Scarf? I should check how much that does to Basculegion as well. Rotom fan. I'm on so strong. Goodbye. Alright, so Rotom goes down. There's no Blastoise. That's the mon I was like thinking about. There's no big man. Alright, so we win game 1. Thunderbolt actually from modest KO sometimes. Alright, so we get game 1 though, which is good. We get game 1, which is very good. They're probably Pasho on Instant if I had to think about it. Continue battling. Good start. Also, for those that didn't know, we do currently have my Pokeaim card available. If y'all want to pick up the bundles before this sold out, we've sold over 50% of them. It might be a little bit more now by the time this gets up, but if y'all want to pick them up, I am an official Leshgirl. You can pick up the bundle down below. It does ship worldwide, but you got to get them before they go, because they're going to be sold out soon. I assume Rotom is Scarf. I assume Rotom's Scarf here. Mega Gengar Como is definitely scary, and typically they're the type that changes up their leads and changes up how they play, which I think is very fair. I'm going to change it up too by putting Basculegion on the left. No, I think it's you plus you. I'm Rouge in the back. Because I can always have that side attack. And then you. Because this gives me fake out pressure plus a Hydro Pump into Rotom, which I really like. I also have faint pressure too. I think this is the mode. We'll see. If this goes to a game 3, it might. Very close game 1 though. I got to show off a lot of techs, which I mean, I don't like to always show off techs, but I mean, it actually is a little scarier for them, I feel, because I know my team and I know how to use my team. And now they have to keep in mind what they know that I've shown about it. I'm very tired. I came from the gym. I took a shower. I didn't eat yet. So I apologize if I'm like all over the place with this narration or if it's way too chill. But, yeah, we'll see. I love my draft, man. I absolutely love my draft. I could have obviously Shadow Balled as well into the guy at a point. They do know I'm Dazzling Gleam now, right? So they know that I'm not Hybrid Voice. I assume it might be Gengar plus whatever lead. If it's Gengar Como, I fake out plus Shadow Ball Gengar. Fake out the Mon next to it in Shadow Ball. Because this time it's Raichu. Instant might not be Protect either, which is good. Come on, guys, change your outfit. Okay, so this is fine. This is definitely fine. So I get a fake out here. I'm gonna Muddy Water because they have to fear the... I think they have to fear... Well, I guess here they don't have to fear it. I'm gonna fake out the Shadow Ball into that. I think Muddy Water's a low-key better, but just in case they don't actually fear my guy, I like to go for this. The other play was fake out Muddy Water, but I like that play better when I have Scrappy Pressure from Kangaskhan into Incin. So they do switch out, which is fine. Okay, they go Como, which is fine. They Mega Evolve. Let's see what they do. Because if they don't protect... I mean, this is a fine play anyway, because I have Psychic Pressure plus... They do protect. That's fine. All right, so I have Shadow Ball there. Get the fake out on you, which is nice. I think I'm just going to go for Psychic into lefties. It could be Disable. But then I have Hydro Pump Pressure next turn too, so I'm just going to go for the same attacks. Psychic is really strong into Baboo. It's modest, well, mild, which is the equivalent of modest in terms of damage output, right? Let's see what Nest can do. Como, oh. Psychic does a lot. Nice. We'll see what happens here. Because I have Faint Pressure plus Shadow Ball next turn. Again, they could switch out. So we know they're Mons. We know they're Mons. We know it's Incin. They don't know if I'm Scarf, right? I never click different moves. They Shadow Ball. My Kebia Berry activates. Beautiful. Good job, Basculegion. You want to KO this Gengar? That'd be nice. Or at least get it low enough. It doesn't have Maushold next to it, so there's a world where I just KO here. Goodbye. All right, so we get rid of Gengar, which is perfect. And let me put Protect plus Shadow Ball. So this is really good for my guy in the back. I assume it's going to be a fake out on that slot. But if they fake out that slot, then I can pump the Incineroar. And I still have my Sash, potentially. Actually, if they go for fake out, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch out. Because I think they have to fake out here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out to Armor Rouge on that play. It's a little aggressive, but I feel like you have to fake out here because if I hit you with Psychic, you get smoked. And I'm going to go for Hydro Pump into that slot. I would fake out, because if you don't, I go for a Psychic. And again, you don't know if I'm Sash or not. You don't know if I'm boosting item. And Como is definitely threatened here. This is offensive as hell, though, so we'll see. By me going out into my Armarouge, I get a boost. And I can threaten Pokemon. This is assuming they set up, of course. Let's see. It's a little bit aggressive, but it preserves my Sash, which I like. They switch out, which is perfect for me. Like, actually perfect. Boa is the Hatterene. Let's see if they get the fake out. Pasho? It is Pasho. Okay, good to know. Oh, that did so much damage. That did so much. That did so much. They Darkest Lariat, which is awesome. Incineroar, Darkest Lariat, and then we have Sylveon plus we just Aura Sphere spam. Darkest Lariat, Pasho. I think it's just you. Aura Sphere KOs. Aura Sphere KO. Look at Ness. I'm glad I got a shiny too. Aura Sphere KOs you. And I have Thunderbolt pressure into you. And also my mons are relatively slow, right? So like, but they're faster than Incineroar, which is important. Like there's actually no good switch in here for them. And as long as I have Sylveon on the back, which I do, I threaten them under Trick Room. So I feel like the team is doing what it needs to do here. They might protect Boa, hoping I go for Fake Out. I technically could have went for Fake Out, but I don't really, Trick Room is beneficial for me, right? Oh, great play. Well, Trick Room's beneficial. What am I saying? Yeah, I want Thunderbolt damage. Because I have Sylveon in the back, so I want Thunderbolt damage. Oh? Alright, they get the Trick Room up, which is fine. Do I Feint plus Psychic into that slot? I don't care about that slot as much, right? I think I'd rather Heat Wave. Because I assume that slot actually ends up switching out. Maybe I just go for Psychic plus Feint into the Incineroar slot. No, Como is a liability for them on their Trick Room, right? It is. I like Heat Wave. I have double Psychic type. Como is not safe here. Get a little bit of Chippy Chip. Because I could Dazzling Gleam spam. They Dazzling Gleam too, but I'm fine. I think I just Heat Wave. Because I have my guy in the back. If we get Heat Wave up, we want Hatterene dead. Yeah, we want Hat dead. Beautiful. They Breaking Swipe, which activates my speed, which is actually okay. That's actually okay because I get my goat in the back and I can just click Dazzling Gleam extremely safely. Yeah, because I brought Breaking Swipe. Because I'm always prepared for a Como. Do I want to take any chip on that guy? Breaking Swipe doesn't do much. I'm okay with my defense being lowered. I think this has to protect, so I might as well take no damage here if I can afford to. I might as well take no damage on Sylveon, because Sylveon wins the game. And if they attack into Sylveon, it's not going to kill. Quick Attack will go forward, so Hatterene dies. And then Psychic will KO that guy, and then it's Incineroar facing down 2 Pokemon that it can't kill in 1. And Dazzling Gleam will KO Incineroar. They have to Flare Blitz to actually do damage to my Snake. They could have Iron Head on there, I guess. So they protect there, which is smart. Alright, no Quick Attack there, but I do get the Psychic off. They're going to move first with Body Press. Does nothing. So they're going to die to Psychic now. Lovely. Okay, good job, Armarouge. Yo, good job to special... Though, special male Basculegion, though, was my GOAT. Special male Basculegion, that's my GOAT. I think I always just Aura Sphere into you. And Quick Attack you. Because they can only kill one. They can't kill both. So this, again, they already gave up. Even if they end up going for a Fake Out here, I feel like that's a bad turn for them. I feel like that's a really bad turn for them. We should be able to KO Hatterene always with Sylveon. And then we're pretty defensive on our Sylveon too. So I think we're in a good spot. All right, so Hat goes down here. Yep, beautiful. And then this forces them to do 1 KO on the Darkest Lariat. I'm going to die despite having Cobra Berry there. Oh my god, Armor Rouge is the GOAT, bro. I've been wanting to draft this Mon forever, man. Armor Rouge is the absolute GOAT. All the prep did great, man. I didn't get to show off Scizor, unfortunately. But Armor Rouge is the absolute GOAT. And we did it. We did it. All right. So we pick up the next dub. And yeah, I think that's guaranteed playoffs for us now. Because at worst, we can go X and 2. So that should be guaranteed playoffs. So that's nice. Does that mean I want to lose? No. But, I mean, I love how the prep worked. I love this game. I think this set was really good. It might have felt like I was in control for all of it. But, I mean, I literally had to make... I just was very... I'm looking back at it. I'm like, I was pretty nonchalant about the quick attack into psychic play. But, like, there's literally worlds where I lose the game if that stuff doesn't work out. I think I haven't eaten yet, and I came back from the gym. But I'm feeling refreshed from my shower. So I'm just like, yeah, it's Pokemon. Anyway, I'm going to hit them up if they're down to do a post-game interview. And, yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Otherwise, feel free to leave a like. And that's it. I'm here with Playmore. We got Ben. We got John. All amazing people. And then there's also me in this call. But we're going to be talking about this. Thank you guys for being on the channel. I appreciate it. I'm big fans. Big fans of y'all. Real big fans.
Oh, stop. Of course. I've seen enough data that's telling me that one Joey Pokeaim is the greatest VGC player of all time by the deep analytics. There was that one analytic where I'm actually like, I think that was the top statistic. Yeah.
I'm not even good at day 2, guys.
No. That was because I was tired. It was because the 2 people showed up with the drop a Draco and go. The doctor is in signs. I literally, I swear, they like revitalized me.
The aura.
Yeah. They just gave me everything. It was like I have people supporting me. I have to do this, like the stumble thing. But yeah, let's talk about your team. Let's talk about your team a little bit. I want to go through everything.
Yeah.
Apparently, I ADHD and do this during the interview, so I'm gonna do my best to just look at your mons one game at a time.
No, you're good. I do the exact same thing. But yeah, we had not really different modes apart from like kind of just trying to lead Hat with Mouse just in order. Wow, didn't even mean for that to be a thing, but I guess it's Cat in the Hat, whatever. And then having Sonora in the backup because offensive Sonora looked great into your team.
Yeah.
And we just used it in the previous week too, and it did a lot of damage there, so we like just run it back. But Pasture Berry this time, obviously for Basculegion to get the proper trade. If it was a recoil wave crash, not a muddy water or hydro pump. But either way, still very strong into the team overall for Incineroar. If we can get it in the Trick Room, the downside of being negative speed is obviously, we're going to guarantee be slower than like Sylveon, Hisuian Decidueye, stuff like that in the matchup. But I was running into so many super effective berries because this format is very cool and interesting and allows for not the obvious thing every single battle. But...
Is that sarcasm?
So like Octoberry, yes.
Ben gets a little
Decidueye.
Did you not
you
like
had all the super effective
Did you not like my
berries like
plethora
I
of
was
berries?
expecting?
You didn't like this berry or this berry or this berry?
I will say you played Basculegion very well in game 1 just because we never got the read on the speed compared to something else, so we did assume it was Scarf.
That's why I Aqua Jetted as well at a point. I was like, let me just do this and see if we could switch out after, which worked out.
That was clever, but yeah, so we just tried to get a lot with the offense that we could, and Mouse just next to Hat really just allowed the Trick Room to be free and double protecting, obviously, because Kang. So having to face 2 Kangaskhans in a row is not fun.
Yeah, Kang is annoying.
For this team, very solid Pokemon, especially when you're so happy that you have a Mega Gengar and you can't be faked out, and then you face a Kangaskhan twice.
It's scrappy.
So,
yeah. I actually switched Kanga early because I didn't want you encoring me into fake out if you had it. And like I had a mock where I got encored into fake out with Mouse next to Gengar, and I'm like, okay, there's no Gengar in, I have to go. Like, even though the Kanga would struggle, I actually ended up killing Gengar in that mock. But like, that's just because you basically I can't switch, right? But you ignore Kangaskhan, so you start hitting the partners. But all my partners have resist berries, so they're living the hits and they're just chipping it down to it.
Wait. Does Kang take 25 twice with parental bond?
No, stop it. No, whoa. Wait, do I?
Does it?
Did I? I don't think I did. I think you struggle once. Like you struggle so your child doesn't struggle, right? Like, so I think
that's real. That's real.
That's hope. I'm
All
hoping
the
that's
dog
gonna
dads
get
in this
that
call
in
get
this.
that.
But please talk about this. So this was your smoke my physical Basculegion mode and smoke Decidueye, right?
Because you have so many physical threats to our team that just didn't make an appearance.
I'm sorry.
And Crocodile, Sharpedo, Asui, and Decidueye, and like Scizor didn't even need to come out and hit the field, but even like the Mega Kang. And like realistically, it was to be able to deal with them early game and then like trap and remove the Sylveon with Gengar, even though I knew it'd be Kebia too, but like still. And getting the Iron defenses before Basculegion stacks too many last respects.
Yeah. And then
So
breaking
we
swipe
can just breaking
1v1.
swipe it down so then the teammate can potentially live, especially if it's Incineroar. And then just kind of 1v1 it as long as we don't get crit for the most part. And then body press is just really good into your team. Overall, we just felt like as long as Gengar's next to it, Armourouge and Sylveon that are the threats, and I guess even Raichu, then we're not worried about it.
Yeah, because you threaten super effective, and even if I'm resist barrier, you get enough damage where a body press boosted can do enough. That makes sense. Yeah, and you have Incineroar to pivot. I actually really like that a lot. Did you ever think about Perish Trap into me at all, or?
No, not really. I think it was more so like I just didn't even want to attempt the amount of mocks to see if I could pull it off correctly.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that is Perish Trap. Yeah.
Yeah, and then just Basculegion, if it was easily just Choice Scarf and Flip turning at the beginning too, I just didn't see how I would comfortably be able to learn that in a short amount of time.
No, that's very fair. That was my mode in Indie of actually how I beat. That's why I ended up making it that over Focus Sash, which it was originally, because it helped me in the Perish Trap matchup. So I think that's very fair. Passion made a lot of sense too. Here.
But I felt happy with the Trick Room because I felt like Hat was going to be really strong. Like I said, we knew Armourouge was going to make an appearance this game just because like the Aura Sphere and Colbur Berry made it kind of free for Incineroar and still helpful to the rest. And I had taunt on Mouse just in case of like Imprison Trick Room just to prevent that. But it's totally valid for just like fully offense now that I look at it more for Armourouge because that was really cool. The quick attack play was stylish game one. Unnecessary, it felt like in my heart, but it was very good.
I was worried about like full paras and then losing.
That was what I was playing for. That's
we mentioned that a few
John
times.
and Call.
I don't know. I felt like I showed every tech in game one, and I was like, "Oh, Tony's gonna love this game." But like, I also showed everything. But I was telling I guess I was telling my viewers, right, whoever watches the video, I was like, I might have showed every tech, but now they have to keep all these techs in mind, which gives me an advantage because I know how to play my team in a best of 3. So that was like my thought process. Like, oh man, now they have to think about Endure. Now they have to think about the side quick attack and all that stuff. I had this guy too.
And just hiding the Basculegion, like us thinking that was Scarf, that was brutal because obviously the berry's not hard to predict, but once you think you have a little information, like okay, this is how we might be able to move around. Maybe Komodo can still be useful. I was like, that did not work.
It made sense, yeah.
And then I started calcing, the special Basculegion when it was in against the Gengar if you were like Shadow Ball. And I was just like, oh, if he's Tindu, we have a 60% chance to live. And then, like, as we committed to the turn, I pulled up the calc. I was like, what if he's Modest? I was like, oh, we just die. So, not surprised to see that here. Fully Modest, like, I'm surprised about. I thought you'd still have last respects, but the Hydro Pump was still very cool, even though it.
Yeah. The thing about last respects was like, basically spamming Muddy Water is what I expect to get out of Basculegion in our game because you don't OHKO in one. Obviously, it being immune to fake out is the big thing. So like, I didn't think Last Respects was worth it because it's either going to be into a boosted Como already. There's going to be Intimidate, and you have the Follow Me guy. Yeah. So I just basically was like, well, Tony and I were talking about it. I was like, just spam this. This will be the special. So like he obviously doesn't have the base 100 of the girl, but like it does just enough damage to the team. Like it did just enough to mouse hold the 2-shot, which was really nice. Doing 51 initially. I don't know if that was a roll or not. Obviously I heat waved after, so it didn't matter. But one of the pluses of my team speed tiers is that even like this is like max, it's still relatively slow for the most part. And all my guys are like, what is this? This is 128, this is 125, this is 124, and this is 126. So I can like sequence it to, okay, I'll side U-turn with Scizor, which will go before that, or side Bullet Punch or whatever. I guess that would always go before, but I could side U-turn in a pinch, or I can CC with White Herb Scizor into Incineroar to like get this guy to go for Aura Sphere. This was my favorite mon in this though. Like it lives like modest Aura Sphere and had like Circle Throw for Perish Trap if you had it, and then Crunch.
Dude, I faced a Circle Throw Kangaskhan. That's hilarious.
Did it send you flying?
I mean, technically it swapped me out, yes, but I mean, like, I don't remember if I won the mock or not. Like, that was with the old version of the team that I had.
No, I definitely meant just sent you out. I don't know why I said it like it was like a whole big thing. It's a 60 base power move, 90 accuracy. That's just going to force you out.
Yeah, but I mean, we were facing fighting damage because of Aggron and Incineroar, so phasing it out definitely made sense.
Yeah, that was supposed to be for Trick Room, but mainly for
others
Perish
were
Trap.
Circle Throw.
Yeah,
that's also true. Yeah,
makes sense. I like Scarf Rotom a lot. Obviously, this is faster than my guy that by 1 point, which is good. Mm-hmm. The trade off of this is though you can't go Modest, which is the guaranteed KO on Basculegion, or 95 to 1 whatever, versus Timid, which is just you need Chip. But I mean it's pretty easy for you to get Chip, especially a little bit like this.
I was just relying on the Chip, and we just wanted the guarantee outspeed if that's what we were going to be facing.
And then you had Electro Web next to Shadow Ball too, yeah. So it makes a lot of sense. Well.
Especially since our Gengar was greedy Motos, so if the Noivern had a lot of speed, we actually weren't going to be outspeeding. So
that makes sense.
But yeah, just faced a lot of physical threats in mocks, and then proceeded to face the other things. I was just happy to call that you were going to lead with the Raichu in Game 2. I was just like, I don't even know if Joey has brought Raichu yet, and he had a good Game 1, so he was going to bring Raichu Game 2. And
I mean, you're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, Raichu for me is just special Kangaskhan because it gets a fake out and it actually threatens Gengar and stuff and all these guys. I like the plays I went for Feint. I was like, let me just get the guaranteed chip turns, which is just wearing things down because I always knew I had Sylveon in the back, right, to click Dazzling Gleam. Yeah. Obviously, with Brave and Incineroar, you still do a lot, but I do have a good chunk of defense. This is I think Iron Head plus Sludge Bomb in a turn. So Iron Head from this guy plus Sludge Bomb from this guy. I don't know if you do Sludge Bomb versus or Iron Head versus.
I had Iron Head before Iron Defense. So.
I don't remember why I thought it was Iron Head more than Poison Jab. Does it hit something more or just flinch?
I was both Poison Jab and Sludge Bomb at first, but then I was like, the fact that it is Cabia, more than likely, I just want a Como to be Iron Head just to get like the
the maximum damage makes sense. Yeah, I think that makes sense to split the damage because of that.
Yeah, so. Instead of removing the berry for another, there was a chance that we don't bring both. So
makes a lot of sense. Yeah, you get the chip you needed.
Took it off then anyways because we like the idea of stacking the Iron Defense boost before Last Respects, but definitely should have thought more about no Last Respects given how you viewed the matchup with those. That made perfect sense. So
I mean, with draft, and we've done a ridiculous amount of draft, you get to a certain point of a season where you realize like our team does not handle water types the way we thought it did originally going into the season. And all of a sudden there's so much flexibility of we're not going to prep for modest special Basculegion when there's so much worry of everything else it can be. But it's so good against the entire roster that it makes sense when you see it. And it's just, it gets really overwhelming with those specific things. That and Scrappy Kangaskhan had really back to back.
I mean, you literally have to fight that back to back too, right? Didn't you just play Aaron, who has Scrappy Lopunny plus Politoed?
Well, Aaron was before James, but
yes.
And he changed his team.
I didn't watch James' team yet. I'm watching it tonight.
Right before, like not like in a negative way, but just he changed the team. Then we went into the week. It's like, oh god, this is so much worse.
Yeah, I never have confidence when that happens. Like, oh, you made transactions right before the game with me. I'm sure there's at least one matchup you looked at. So
I mean, no, 100%. I mean, Lopunny, Lopunny, 100%. It was just good in you, period. Right?
Like, the play rough was really good from him too. I didn't face once in mocks, so that was just good coverage. I just expected triple axle for more coverage on everything, but like just the water types for these past few weeks have been something. But I mean, there's a few flaws with this team, but we've had really fun with this team still, and obviously it's just a learning curve for both of us. So.
I mean, I've been enjoying watching the games. How have you felt coming back to draft, John? Like as still commentating, but also involved in the games itself.
I mean, I love draft so much. It's interesting because I've been around draft since literally the first season, and it's not something that was built for VGC. And I wouldn't be shocked if there were like real tweaks to it where you could like make it almost fit VGC a little bit more. Because playing it has been very interesting, and it's tough because there's not as many VGC draft people. Some people come in with more like, oh, this is the VGC standard. There's people that are so deep into both worlds, and I don't know, I'm very excited to see where it goes. It's also odd to have like the format change halfway through, where we were a lot more excited with Gengar, I think, when we initially drafted it, and as Champions has really developed, it's like, okay, this has not been exactly maybe what we hoped it could be.
Dude, I wish we had Life Orb in this season and like a few other items we could use.
I'm happy there's not Shed Tail.
I feel the same as you for draft for VGC, and here's my biggest gripe: draft is not made for best of 3 at all.
No,
the best of 3 part is the rematch in playoffs, which always gives the person who wins game 1 the disadvantage, right? That's always how it's been. Because I see this as well in all the seasons, right? Like let's take Wolf for instance, just because big VGC obviously. I'll beat him game 1 based on draft prep. Game 2 and 3 is where he VGCs me and smokes me, right? So like draft is meant in a way where the person with the bad matchup and even the less experienced person can win because they teched out and specifically had these tech. Like I can't do the same thing to you that we just did again, right? Like I will never be able to do this exact same team again. And this is like the cool stuff that I thought could work in a U shot that Tony and I worked with that we thought could work in a U. So this stuff would never work again. And obviously, in a scenario where we play again in a later week or playoff or whatever the hell we play again, I'll be at a disadvantage because I win. I won already, and you know what I won with. So you can prep for that while tweaking things like, oh, wow, Joey didn't bring Sharpedo. Like, I mean, Sharpedo technically is really good into this team too. Like, it's a good mon. But Basculegion obviously covered it. So I agree that draft probably needs some tweaks for VGC because I think it's also hard to like, you can have 2 modes, but man, I'm bringing most of my Pokemon game 1, right? Like 2 of those Pokemon most likely have to come to game 2. I can't really do that. That's why like game 1, I was like, I showed off every tech I have like on these, besides Basculegion being non-choiced. I showed off basically every tech I had. So it's like, okay, what am I going to do in game 2 from it? So I'm not sure what the change could be for VGC. And maybe, I don't know if it's an open team sheet thing. Maybe low-key it is, which will actually change the way you prep. But maybe that is what draft needs.
I think you're onto something there because one of the most jarring things for me coming in is like you can prep for the matchup, but then you have to, okay, we're going to get into that first game. You're going to learn so much you're learning so much about the opponent, then you have to adjust based off of not only what you learned, what they brought, and what your own strategy prep was of, okay, what the second mode is going to be. And that is there's so many different things so quickly that I do think it really, I don't really think it's a bad thing that it does, but it favors just more VGC experience overall. And with VGC moving to open team sheet in general, that would at least make the best 2 out of 3 part of it of like, okay, knowledge, both people have a good idea of what's going on. Those adjustments, maybe that makes a change.
Maybe,
I think it's definitely fun. It's just, it's very different from what draft was built to be.
And it's also different. It's basically you're playing closed team sheet, but you're playing closed team sheet best of 3s, which is basically OG VGC, which is extremely hard. That stuff was 100% based on experience of VGC. All the time. Yeah. Always in it. So I agree. Like, and it's always my issue with this is like, I got a great win. Okay, how the hell do I follow this up to keep going? And I do think open team sheet would help with that. And I still think it would still give the good player the advantage, like the better player the advantage, just because obviously they can't be surprised. But I also think there's the player who like is less experienced comes in. I was like, okay, well, I know you can do this, so now I can predict you, right? It's like, it's, I don't know, because we have open Terra, right? So we'll tell people our Terras, which obviously helped a lot in that, but I don't know. It's tough. It's really tough.
To me, to get the full draft experience, I think it would be better just to have 2 teams that we bring. You agree on game 1 with your opponent. You guys both bring a certain team. Game 2, you have to bring your second team. And then if it goes to a game 3, then you guys get to choose which one you want to do. Because even if it's a different matchup into that game 3, like, you have to actually see, okay, how am I doing this matchup? Did I get enough information about their team in that one game? I think that's where it could be more of a benefit. Whether or not you need more than 10 Pokemon might be something that comes into consideration there, but that would make best of 3 VGC more draft. Because we understand
you'd be
why
playing
it needs
one
to be
game
best
every
of
single
three,
time.
Yeah, because leads are just so centralizing compared to singles. Like, you can easily recover with a bad lead in singles, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, you can easily get steamrolled off the rip.
That's why
in
Doubles
VGC.
OU was my favorite version of doubles, because you bring all 6 Pokemon, and like the hardest thing in period in VGC is bringing the right 4 and then picking the best lead. Because you can play Pokemon, I can play Pokemon, we all can play Pokemon. But like, what if my lead is just so bad into you, and it's the best of 1 scenario, you have best of 3, but then it's just so different. So I could see something like that. Like, obviously, if we played, like, let's say instead of best of 3, we played best of 5, right? I think the games would go extremely, extremely close, right? In some scenarios. Because like, you could do like Incineroar plus Gengar, and maybe I'd decide, oh, this lead isn't bad into it, and then you could double up into Sylveon, Flare Blitz plus Kill It, and things like that. There's like a whole lot of things that could have happened in the game with it. So I do think that it'd be cool to see something change with VGC draft specifically. And obviously, if you're listening in the comments, let us know your thoughts. Necessarily, how would you change it? Not more so if you agree or disagree. Like, if you disagree, that's fine. But if you agree, how would you change it, or what would you do to do it? Just so we can think of different ways as well. I don't think anybody would ever change it, at least now, but maybe for like SBL, like my draft league or something would be something I could think of.
I mean, personally, I think another alternative too is just putting 6v6 singles into custom games. I think that will solve VGC draft the best we can.
Yeah. Stays the same, and we could play 66. Makes no sense that they advertise it as play the game the way you want to, and the way I want to is only the 2 rules you give me. I can't even.
Or we can play the game how we were raised playing their game, with 6 Pokemon in a single battle. So
only in private.
That's a whole other hour-long video. We can't dive into that. Well, and I do think, and I'm doing my best to give champions and doubles a shot. Now that once you can get on your phone, there's so much to learn and play, and I feel like there is a lot more where this can grow, and I think people should just be willing to try things and risk things. I mean, like, one of my biggest issues with hopping on champions and anything with VGC, there's not like a lot of room for like fun and goofing around. It's the laddering mode, or people who don't want to mess up their high laddering spot, destroying
casual, but you're still playing sweats on casual. So.
Absolutely, and with VGC, people get so used to, they learn one team, they learn it frontwards and backwards, because as you guys were saying, you mess up your lead, there's no recovering. That was my favorite part of singles, like, learn my opponent, figure out how they play, and then hopefully beat them in the end because I'm outplaying them. And something I've really noticed playing a little bit, but really watching from the sidelines and watching you really do well in these tournaments. Like, there are so many people who've learned doubles, but they're more learning specific teams. And obviously that next level is someone who has just learned competitive Pokemon at the highest level, who has learned their team and then has that ability to outplay basically anyone that is thrown in front of them. And I think that's going to be really interesting when you mix in with draft.
Yeah.
What is the best way to kind of merge those two things, as there are so many people that just learn a specific team and maybe just draft a team they're just more used to, like, okay, I know I can beat most teams with this overall group of Pokemon. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of interesting things you guys have thrown out there, and why not try it, right? Like, Draft League was made by a bunch of people that weren't really like super competitively inclined and just really liked talking sports and Pokemon, right? I mean, like, it was a fun thing, and it kept building and growing and building. So I think it would be cool to, like, with champions, hey, if they're not going to give us the option to what we want, well, what can we do to tweak this and then maybe bring it to
at least in
level?
and in Champions regard, like, I do enjoy Champions. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy it, and I think my favorite thing is that my friends who played Pokemon with me 10 years ago are playing Pokemon with me again every day, which is like something that is not like me, Blunder and I, we play Pokemon all the time, but like myself, Chimpact, Moet, my boy Mace, like, we haven't played Pokemon forever, ever. Right, in long times. So like that. But like, the thing about Champions, like, why is my best option for actual tournament practice to go on Pokemon Showdown on the best of 3 ladder? Like, why is it closed? There 100% should be a closed team sheet ladder, but why is there not a best of 3 open team sheet ladder that represents the tournament play? Because you literally, Pokemon Showdown is the best place to test that, or at least friendlies versus very good players. But even then, I do that on Pokemon Showdown because it's easier and quicker than loading it up on Champions. One of the big things you were talking about making 3 teams, I kept thinking about, but I could barely afford this team today to play you. I had to win yesterday 4 times in a row.
Yeah. When it comes to champions specifically, yeah, that's where it's rough.
The VP, yeah, because I'm getting all my mons in the game. Like I have 400 plus mons that I just recruit every single time.
Yeah, no, it's very funny because like I haven't really changed too many laddering teams and stuff because I don't record champions currently. But I have like 170,000 VP. And then there's John over here that records for us, and he's scraping by.
No, John, that's me. That's me, bro. I had 600 VP the other day, and I had to load up Evil Coolfish Skill Swap Minimize so I could get some VP for my weekend.
Stop giving it attention.
Dude, and then people hit me up like, "Oh, you're the shiny guy. Where's your shiny team?" I'm not gonna go shiny on. Like,
bro, I haven't found one either.
I barely. Like, come on. The whole point of champions is supposed to be showdown, and you're telling me to grind out shinies? Come on.
No, I agree. It's rough. It's rough. I enjoy champions. Don't get me wrong. Very fun.
Freaking Galarian Stunfisk. So.
You got a shiny Galarian Stunfisk?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
You need to high usage right there.
Yeah. No, but it's still a fun game either way. And obviously, I was excited. I think a lot of us were very sad though when the game came out and there was no private way to battle 6v6. Like. We were so excited about doing a draft league. Dan was going to join. Mogwai as well was going to join. There was going to be, I was like, oh, I'm going to get John and then come back too. And then we'll do everything. But we'll see. I think the future is very bright. I think after Worlds is when Champions is actually going to take off in a way that I think MB and MA were planned, right? But I think MC or whatever the hell the next thing is called is going to be where they actually start doing buffs and nerfs mid-season because it's a brand new thing, right? I think they purposely put out everything for MA and MB, so I think they should have left some Pokemon at home, like maybe Megaflow at Eternal and give me the Assault Vest so I can actually deal with the special attacking demons. Like the top 3 were Gengar, Charizard, and Megaflowette in MA, and then obviously outside of that you have Basculegion and Sneasler, which are insane, right? Pokemon that probably shouldn't have existed in MA either, specifically Basculegion. But like, I do think that as we keep going forward, after these were the test ones, and now they're going to actually start like giving us new things. Maybe they'll nerf a move set or anything like that. Kind of how they took away Body Press from Archaludon, still really good though, and then took away knockoff from Ensign, still the GOAT though. So it's like it's interesting. I'm hoping we see a little bit more. I really hope they change the abilities on some of these megas too. Don't.
Oh, so depressing.
Yeah. I'm very hopeful that Mega Goliathspot's going to be the GOAT, though, because it was not released in MA or MB. So I'm very...
Yeah, I keep seeing your tweets about that and everything. And I definitely hope the same as well, because, I mean, some were just a letdown, unfortunately.
Could be cool,
even when they look, like, extremely sick.
Yeah, no, they look so... I love awesome. How they look.
So, and I was really hoping for the Mega Galate rework, because that thing was a monster when it had sharpness. I used that in a league, and it was the kill leader because it just one shot.
You just click attack.
Sacred, yeah. So, but we'll see where it goes from there. I would also be interested to see if they actually ban anything, not just like buffs and nerfs.
Yeah, like ban Basculegion. You got top 3 Pokemon on that leaderboard, ban them.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously,
I mean, I feel like there should be a chance because they've been saying it for so long. They're separating the main game from competitive, which they should have. If they're not going to have me play a double battle as I play through a Pokemon game, like,
absolutely.
You're crossing the wires. It's so difficult for me to have any desire to learn doubles when like every other time I'm playing
whole
Pokemon
game is singles.
Right. So if they're going to do this, it definitely wins and waves.
They might as well make the anime doubles too if you're going to do this. Like,
right. That's
you got to change.
Exactly.
You got to change everything.
Right. So they allowed like ZA and Legends Arceus were really like wildly different from anything else. Winds and waves, I don't know what that's going to look like, but it's definitely they're allowing it to be a lot more free of however they want to do the battling system there. So if they're going to do that and have this be so competitive, don't just let BGC be, okay, there's these 3 top threats, and if you don't have one, you're not competing anywhere.
Absolutely. But I also still want regular battles and winds and waves so I can use the new Pokemon without having to wait for them to all come in champions. That would make me sad if I can't. Obviously, Showdown is there for me. Like I want to make sure. I want to make sure. I want it to be like Legends Arceus plus regular. Like I want to be able to swap back and forth if I can.
I think it will. It's so like Pokemon has so many different hats they're wearing right now. It's like jarring to hold on to everything. But if we can move into next year with Champions doing what you're talking about, Gen 10 giving us singles back, maybe Champions just gives us singles. I could see them really building up to something. It's weird. It's the 30th anniversary, but it feels like a test of so many different things. Where
absolutely.
Champions will be bigger next year.
Yeah, I think I agree with you completely with that. Because, like, I think there's a lot of stuff to actually think about, too. Because, like, what if Winds and Waves looks beautiful, but you're telling me in 4 or 5 years, I'm still supposed to be playing what Champions looks like? And it's not like Champions look bad. Don't get me wrong. But as graphics improve and Pokemon look better, like, the textures on Scarlet and Violet, I was a big fan of the textures on Scarlet and Violet. Right?
Yes.
I like that my Seviper's skin looked scaly or anything like that. But, and then that's not something we have here. Which is fine. But as we go to Gen 10 and probably Gen 11, 12, is Champions going to stay the same? Is there going to be an update of how it looks? Because I think of, like, Unite. Unite looks exactly the same as, like, before, for the most part.
Yes.
So, I don't know. There's a lot of good, and I'm still very hype. And I think I'll be extremely hype if they ever give us 6v6 in private. I don't need a ladder. I don't care about any of that. I just need the ability to battle the way I want to in private. With a timer I can adjust, because you can't tell me the battle my way that I want to. I can't even adjust these rules. What if I want to put 8 minutes instead of 7? Like or 10.
What if I wanted to go to a previous regulation?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think they'll have to allow that, because if they're, the trailer had like, oh, Z moves are back, which I was not excited about. But I guess we're not doing Draft League and ruining my life with, like, okay, they can have any Z move. Good luck. Like,
usually Z captains have to. No, they can have any. Z cap. I hated Z moves too. Like, I hate Z moves.
Are the worst.
Like, my team, like, I don't lose to that Pokemon. Oh, Z move. Okay, there's no way I can beat that.
I just hate Z moves on broken Pokemon. Like, it's fine on, like, my little Dedane.
Seviper, as you said.
Yeah, or Seviper, exactly. Give me Inferno
we just
Overdrive.
Revisited how we had, like, low tier Terra at the beginning of the format.
So fun,
like,
so
Harvey,
fun.
Just because we knew how Z moves were.
Yeah.
So then we went that way. Because, like, I remember I had, like, Z Captain Skuntank in Gen Z, and that was fire because I would go for, like, Z Haze, remove their stats, and heal all the way to full.
Yeah.
While being a bulky set. And, like, small things like that are sick. But yeah, on the top tier Pokemon, like, Z move, Lando T, can we not? Like,
yeah. No, exactly. I don't want to do draft like that. That's not fun. Like, for me anyway. I liked when Arboliva was the Terra captain and actually was good, or like.
No, we don't have to talk about that.
sorry. That's just the number one. But like, or Belly Bolt. Like, I loved Belly Bolt or anything like that. It was just really cool to see.
Yeah. I still understand how people hated Terra. I think Terra was the best mechanic to date.
I think Terra was incredible for draft, and I love Terra so much. I don't think it's unpredictable. I think you just got to play and you start feeling it. But that's also, I think you start feeling everything, to be honest. Like, I think that the more you play, you start getting instincts for, okay, Evie, you can come up here. Sorry. She's like moving my chair as I'm talking to the mic. It's like, excuse me, give me attention. But yeah, I think the more you play, the more you'll get used to it. And I think Terra was amazing for draft. But I really enjoyed it. Like, I loved seeing the low tiers shine more than the high tiers. Like, obviously, I mean, you played in Broken Terra Draft League, so you had some demons. A lot
you mean Terror Roaring Moon?
Yeah, like incredible.
That one?
Yeah, incredible allowed demon, actually.
Well, and I think that's like probably the last big competitive thought I have right now that's bumming me out. Like, one of my favorite things about you always, I remember, like, I'm getting too old, way back in your channel, it'd be like ranked #1 in every single tier ever. I loved being able to watch people go up and down tiers, but like also be able to play throughout all those tiers. And I get the draft, I'm like, oh, I know the perfect low tier thing that I'm nasty with that's going to cost like no points at all. I can bring it. And in doubles, it's really tough to make bad things and fun things work. Like, everything's got to be a top tier thing. So
Yeah, there's a Mega Beedrill team that came out recently, but the Mega Beedrill team has Megapert, Archaludon, Grimmsnarl, Pelipper, like Mega Swamp, like Sinistra. So it's like, okay, you have a Beedrill mode, which is cool, but you also have your Demon mode there. No, I agree. Yeah. I think that Champions needs its own. First off, I think Champions needs random battles where you can just give me random sets.
Oh my god!
And let me play.
All I do.
No, literally, there's no reason not to. There's no reason not to. That'd be so fun. I think the biggest thing is you don't need a team. Not needing a team is the best thing ever, right? Like,
yes.
Random battles is the most played thing of Pokemon in the world. In the world, it is the most played. So like, people don't even know what Pokemon Showdown is. Play random battles, which I don't even understand. They just find random battles and they play. They don't even know that that's Pokemon Showdown. People think I created Pokemon Shadow.
Encourage people to also find new favorites in Pokemon, because if they go on and just play the meta, they're not going to find them.
Exactly.
Like, I know for a fact, all of our Draft League people, like, you have some random ass Pokemon that you absolutely love because it popped off for you in a league.
100%.
And like that is the summarization of it. Because those mid tiers and even the lower tiers are sometimes a very important glue that you just get obsessed with.
Yeah.
Like, it's very often, a top tier becomes an MVP and you like the Pokemon more, but sometimes that's just expected. But like, I mean, all my favorite steel types, for example, like Steelix, Registeel, Bronzong, all because I loved using budget steels.
Yeah.
And like Gen 7,
old generations.
Gen 7, Gen 8. Yeah. So.
No, I feel the exact same way. I also think that like that always goes back to like people are oh man, Smogon has tiers. I hate that. That's so restricting. And I was always thinking like, no, that's actually, you're more free when you have tiers.
It's the best way to play it.
Those are people that I've never played. Like some of my favorite Pokemon, I remember getting like back into Pokemon, and then my now wife played Gen 5 NU, and I love Golurk now.
I love Gen 5 NU so much.
Dude, oh my god, she played the #1 person Gen 5 NU and destroyed them. They were so angry. Yeah, they could not figure out a single thing she was doing. It was glorious. And like since then, like love Golurk, Sock, Executor.
So
like you
that's,
just think
that's why Crogno's in my top 10 favorite Pokemon, because of Gen 5
Dude,
NU.
I love Crogno in Draft.
It's so cool. You know why I loved him? Because Crogno would always haze the broken Gorobus's and live the hit. This was before freeze dry. It would just haze and then recover and haze and recover and haze. And I love that mon so much. Like that was Rick. Yeah. Rick and I played. You remember Rick, John? Maybe?
Yes.
Yeah. So So like that, we always played. We went back and forth from that. That was such a good thing. And I think that like Champions definitely needs. We need fun formats, because they have done these. They have done these where it's like low power formats. They've done those like a side ladder, like the casual ladder has like, or a side ladder has like Pikachu month where everybody has to use Pikachu or like Magikarp or whatever the hell it is. They need that, but they need that for like the bottom 200 Pokemon or something like that. So that way you can just use those.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, like, or maybe even like there's like a base stat total, even if there's still some broken things.
Yeah.
Like, what if they're not gonna be perfect? Like, just okay, you're allowed to use only these things. Like, I don't know, give me like some nonsense to work around with, especially with megas. In a mega format, like you have to have megas, you have to have multiple. They're so much better than everything else. Why are you giving us the 3 elemental monkeys if there's no reason to realistically even consider Pokemon like that? With
you could do like a little flex. You can use a flex in getting it right. Like there's somebody who did like Master Ball with one and did really well. Like obviously that's a cool flex, but again, are you truly making your team better, or is this just for the content? Which is fine, right? Like I'm all about the using the fun mon, because like it's fun for content, but like that's part of why I love Pokemon too. I still get excited when a stupid mon pops off for me. Like I'm like, yeah. Like in our games, I was like, Armarouge's not stupid, but I was like, man, I'm so happy I drafted Armarouge. Like I've been wanting to draft it forever, and I felt like it was so like this isn't even Armarouge's final form, right? There's no Indeedee, there's no nothing here, but like I was like wanting to draft it forever. I was like, this guy's so cool. Like I love Vitus. This guy is so sick, and I still feel like that. You know, like 20 plus years later playing Pokemon. So it's just so much like.
Yeah, I mean that's how we felt about Como. Like we always, both of us wanted to use it at one point, but we never drafted it in singles. I mean every time that we brought him, he's lost, but it's been a fun experience, and he is very cool in concept. And he's done well in mocks. We just let him down a little bit, but also apologies for no Semi-Sage. He was in that slot over Rotom Fan initially, but I just
what was the set?
It was Choice Scarf with Leaf Storm, Gumshot.
Oh my god, that would have owned me.
Rock Tomb, and Attract, because Kangaskhan always has to be female, and I wanted to hack you.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'll share.
Wait. If I fall in love with you, can I attack your partner?
It's still a 50% chance. I searched it when I put it on there.
That's crazy. Oh my god, that's like when if you marry me, you marry my family and my girlfriends. No. I married you. Oh, you have the Pokebase? Let me see this.
Yeah, it's still the old one. Yeah, this is just Joey, and the other one is Joey too.
Oh
and this also shows the Como I almost went before.
See, this is the problem with getting singles players into doubles. As we get into the season and get more frustrated, like, all right, fine. You know what? Maybe we will just flinch everybody. All right, fine. Here's the draft.
I literally think that's the way you like to look at Pokemon sometimes too. Like, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do.
Especially the amount of RNG that you have to deal with in VGC.
Literally in the game,
double the amount happening. Yeah.
I mean, I got very lucky in our games. I didn't miss any of my inaccurate moves, and I went for quite a few heat waves and muddy waters. And that's also just like mons at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, that's whatever for sure. It's just it. And we all do it, but it is annoying when games have to come down to, like, when we were playing for full para, if we could get it on Sylvia on there. Or, like, I need this Iron Head flinch. And, like, small things like that. Or in this game, Rock Slide, you know? But if you call it funny button...
Yeah, it's the funny button. Now it's funny. It's fun.
Yeah. You're gonna enjoy our set against Wolfey. To say the least. But, yeah. The game's in an interesting spot, but I'm still looking forward to most of it. It's just we have a large learning curve for the most of us. So.
I'm looking forward to the next Pokeaim in real life tournament domination. That's what I'm looking for.
I don't know if I'm going to dominate. I don't go to any of these with expectations ever. Right? I go to meet my viewer. I literally went to these last two because my viewers paid for me to go via subathon goals. Right? Only reason I went.
Is it going to be more devastating than asking Wolf for like 3 straight years to bring Mamoswine and then it being bad is
the reason he
because like that as long as that doesn't happen, I'm going to feel pretty good.
I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine. Like I don't expect to win. I mean, even in this one, when I went 10-2, I lost my first game. I was like, okay, this is going to be either really bad or a great like tournament for me. And it ended up being a great tournament. Like I feel like I did better than I did in Milwaukee, even though I got 6 in Milwaukee. Because Milwaukee, I lost to get out. This one, I just bubbled out. Like, it was unfortunate. I couldn't do anything. I did everything I had to do, right? I won the 4 straight in a row day 2, and I just had to hope that, I made it.
So was that due to, like, your opponents dropping out, the ones that...
Yeah, or they just didn't win enough. Yes.
You beat them? Okay.
Yeah. That's the thing, right? Because obviously the more you win, the harder your opponents are, in theory. In theory, the harder your opponents are. And I say in theory because, and that's why also, like, I was talking with Lorsi, he was like, bro, you went 10-2, I went 9-3, you did better than me. I was like, bro, you went 8-0 day 1. You did better than me, okay? Like, that's more impressive because you had to keep winning versus people were winning. But at the same time, Pokemon is so weird, right? Because there's a lot of things that, especially in tournaments, and just in general, there's a lot of things that actually go into you winning the game. How do you feel emotionally and physically, right? Like me, I'm going into this thing dead as hell. I had 30 minutes to an hour of sleep, and I'm going into it dead as hell, and my game 1 just smacked me away. I got beat down by Mega Ampharos Trick Room. It was really funny. They called my moves. So, like, there's that. There's, what did you match up against? I prepped for Zard Y, right? In theory, right? I prepped for Zard Y. I played 5 Zard Ys. Great. I got 5 wins because I prepped for this. But what if I fought the Mega Frost / Lycanroc thing, if that beat me? So there's luck in a matchup. There's luck in, obviously, the game itself and managing that. And then there's just hunger is a big thing, too. Literal hunger. You're there from like 8 in the morning till 5, 6 at night. I don't eat when I play because I like to focus on the game. I just drink water and do that. I don't want to feel like I have to use the bathroom.
Get the runner gel.
Maybe.
I mean, you honestly might need to think on it.
Maybe. I mean, I had 2 smoothies in Milwaukee, and those are the 2 games I lost. So I said I'm not eating at all.
That's fair. That's
fair. Like, there's a lot of things that go into it. So I feel like it's so difficult to do these, and I don't know. I'm excited to maybe try the season. We'll see if I actually play this next season. I'm talking with some people to see what can happen. The biggest thing, obviously, always for these events is that it's so expensive, man. And mine ended up being more expensive even than what it should have been because of the 4.5 hour lift from Detroit to Indy I had to take at 1 o'clock in the morning. So that was, and then obviously the flights as well, and then your stay, and then food there too. Like it's wild how expensive it is, and it is a privilege to be able to go to these events, right? It is a privilege. It is. That's it.
I mean, I want to do more. I've only ever done one, and that was my first VGC experience, and then we're here. So, and that was Atlanta Regionals, just because I'm in Georgia. But definitely want to do more in the future, especially if Champions keeps evolving. So,
for sure.
Because it is a good environment.
I want to as well. And John, I know like after Milwaukee, we talked about how to do a video, and I literally just never found time to sit down and do it. And I still want to do those like Wolf style videos where they talk about, because it's so fun. And it makes me think like, wow, I really, really, really wish these games were recorded, because I had some insane games throughout the entire thing. Like,
dude, the fact there is no replay system in this game is absurd.
I also don't take notes. Like I didn't take notes at all. I didn't bring a note. I just play my game, and then
you'd have to be thinking about the video like while at the tournament, and that's like
I don't want to exactly. So maybe I'll have someone be there with me and try and record me as much as they can.
Yeah.
Like super zoom in with their microscope type thing on my Switch. Not microscope, but
even if they can't do that, just write down each of the turns.
just ask you right.
Because you're gonna have to recreate it anyways, more than likely in game for it to look better. So just have them write it down.
Those are my favorite videos from Wolf. I don't even like visually watch them. I usually listen to them when I have like a 2-hour drive. I'll put them on because he talks about it and he talks about the game. I think those games are really cool, and I think it's awesome to bring that stuff to the scene. And I want to do that for my draft and things that, again, we talked about. I still remember everything. I just literally haven't had the time to sit down, and I've obviously found a good editor as well.
Dude, I still have like big videos that I'm like, I should do this, and you're like, okay, well, I have this and this and this and this and this and this and this to do, and you're like, I don't.
It's tough, man. It's tough.
Yeah.
But I do think that's like the future.
If you can like make a full season work, the thing that I feel so strongly about, and I mean, like we've had arguments with, people, since black and white of like doubles versus singles, who's better, this, that, and the other. And I think what it really just comes down to is I mean, that's irrelevant, but I think there's just more singles players who have more competitive experience, because in those environments of tired, jet lagged, hungry, thrown off from one game, like what's happening in your personal life, like any of that stuff, it comes down to just experience and also the prep with the team. And I think like for you to be able to go into those tournaments, I don't think there's many people, like obviously there's Wolf, but I don't think there's many other people that have the amount of like games played, just the amount of knowledge and experience, the amount of things that have been thrown your way. I think that is something that's so few other people have, and I don't know if many people are ever going to like overcome that gap when it comes to competitive Pokemon, especially with what we talked about. Showdown's still better to prep on, right?
Yeah.
And if everyone's just prepping in Champions, they're just going to have their one team prepping for these specific things as you're bouncing around 37 different teams because you're doing all these different videos, playing with friends, this, that, and the other. By the time you get to the tournament, you've seen 40 or you've played with 40 teams and you know your team like the back of your hand.
Yeah. No, for sure. And that's why I also I really, really, really like day 2, because I know day 2 is like where everybody feels a lot of pressure. But I love day 2 because there's open team sheet. So like I can see your team online before I fight you, and I can plan out how to beat you. Like day 1 is the hardest day. Day 2 is hard. Don't get me wrong. Everybody's the GOAT. But like being able to see your team before and actually pre-planning before I sit down is like, okay, cool. I know my leads, and the rest is just playing Pokemon.
Yeah, there's nothing I love more than theory crafting. So like that's why I love draft in general. So being able to see a team and determine what routes you're going, it's great. Especially if you also just know the person.
Yeah.
Then that makes it easier too.
Dude, knowing the person, I used to do a billion drafts, but I stopped because there's a point where we're just like fighting each other, not fighting the teams. Like you can't game one me and know that I'm running a copycat Sylveon next to Electroshot to deal with you. And it's like, oh yeah, I predicted that. No, you didn't. You just played me 200 times and you know this. So like, in double specifically, I stopped a long time ago with that. But it's as long as I think you're comfortable with your team, you have a general idea, I think it goes such a long way.
That was just like the last time I faced Nexus in singles. I was like prepping with my front office, and they're like, why do you keep acting like you're going to be facing an Assault Vest Jirachi? Like, we don't think that's the best set here.
He brings that every week.
I don't care if you think it's the best set. That's the Nexus set. I'm going to face it.
He brings, He brings it. Yeah, 100%. That's also why sometimes mocks can be like detrimental to. You'll expect something and then you're so put in on it. Like, that's why I think
very clear here.
Yeah, that's why I think what you need to get from mock specifically for doubles is you need to narrow down what two Pokemon lead next to each other and why they lead well next to each other, and what two in the back better support that. Like for me, Sylveon was coming every game because you have Como, right? Every single game. It was always, I can never leave Sylveon at home. The plus side is it can check basically everybody to an extent. But like if you had Blastoise in this matchup, I might have been less inclined to bring Armarouge, even though I think it's the GOAT in this matchup. I might have been less inclined to bring Armarouge just because of that specific one. Maybe I would have swapped over to Scizor because I thought like maybe like Scarf Water Spout was really cool to me.
Yeah, I was expecting Wide Guard on Armor Rouge over Endure. Like those 3 attacks.
That mon existing is so cool. The fact that it just, like the fact that it can get away with whatever it wants to do. Come here.
Yeah. But
I don't want to take too much of your time, guys. It's like I know it's like almost 9:40, which is crazy. There's a 50-minute interview. I love talking mons though. I appreciate y'all as well. Thank you both of you for coming on. It means a ton. And we need to talk some mons some more sometime, Ben, because I'm a big theory mon type of dude. But John, Ben, you guys want to say any last words to the people or to Playmore, to anybody?
Hey man, you got to go and win it all for the singles people. Me and Ben, we've tried our best. We've been here. We've been doing our thing. You know what? I think this has been a lot of fun. All I want from you now is to really think on those tweaks for VGC draft. I think people in Pokemon specifically across the board get too cowardly with trying brand new things because we have something that's built in. Why not? Let's take some risks. Maybe it doesn't work. I don't know. Let's try it.
Yeah, I think for SPL specifically, I'll bring it up to Shuckle when we eventually, because we were supposed to technically do an MB one, but this one came too late. I think we'll probably do the next whatever it is, but I'm going to talk with him about what we can do to make it different from it, because I don't want also draft to die as a format because people don't want to see this, or even the players feel burnt out from doing specific things, right? I want there to be things where like it doesn't matter how you do as well. There's a shot. I was also thinking about wild card and stuff like a player lottery for the last player, and then the top 2 obviously get like a bye week, and then literal lottery for the last that can get in. Just that might be annoying for people who don't want to play anymore, but just things like that, right? Like I've always tried to do weird things.
That's brilliant, because I remember, and I God, this has gone on way too long, but like, I mean, I was in the 2nd season of draft ever, and something I recognized very quickly as we went into season 3 of the GBA, which fell apart for these reasons. This isn't the NFL. This isn't the NBA. No one's getting paid.
Yeah.
If you have a bad team,
people stop playing. People stop caring. Yeah.
Yeah, you just are gonna get destroyed like week after week, and no one will be able to figure out.
Dude, that was back when draft was 13 weeks long as well.
Dude,
like,
oh my God, I can't believe how we did it. I don't know.
There was one coach who just had a team, especially how draft used to work. It was like it was like franchise, like dynasty, like fantasy football. So you're only picking like 3 Pokemon and keeping Pokemon on longer contracts. Chaos. But they didn't have a Pokemon faster than 100 speed, so they just got destroyed by Manaphy. And it was like, I cannot do another 9 weeks of this. Like, yeah, I don't blame you. What is the incentive to just get your face bashed against the wall week after week? So having fighting against that with a wild card spot, giving people something to still play with. I mean, you'd have to really figure out how the best way to do that and the right incentive. But I think there is something there, because the worst player just has to sit there, like lose, be sad, and then deal with a lot of toxic competitive fans who are not really forgiving.
So unfortunate, which is so unfortunate. Like that's why, like any game I've lost, even some games I've won, I just sometimes it didn't happen as much. Scarlet Violet was actually a lot better with it for me, but I also won a lot in Scarlet and Violet, to be fair, compared to like old seasons. And it was also new. It was like SP. It was my draft league. It was a bunch of other draft. I actually really like drafting SV. But like even games where I lost and I showed emotion when I lost, because forbid I care, I'm passionate about the game. I always bring this game up, and I love Moxie. He's my GOAT. But because he double froze me and my prep like didn't matter, he literally changed the way I see draft. I don't do as many mocks anymore because of him at all. Because who cares about my prep if I can get frozen? Some people said I should have terror iced in that game, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stop reading these comments. But yeah, that he changed it, and for a good thing, right? Because I've always been a firm believer is you put as much effort into things you care about and you love. But if that thing you care about and love is taken away from something else, that's why I just started doing it. I started moving that time I put to something else. Because there were some games where like when I played like versus Wolf or like versus James, and like in finals I'll still go hard, right? Because finals I have a thing where I haven't lost in finals in all of SV. I have not lost since SV. I haven't lost in the finals. And every game has come close as hell. Sometimes I expect to lose, but whatever. The point is, finals is the one game where I'll put all the effort the whole week, right? Like my boy Genesis, we were playing mocks from 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. my time, and that's how I beat James in playoffs. Because Even though all that, we basically realized every game's just a 50-50 on lead. That's what I got out of that, right? It didn't actually, there was no like, oh yeah, I have a guaranteed game plan. No. I just had to get every game 50-50 right. But yeah, so I mean, it's a big thing about like, time. And like you're saying, going back to like the last player has to really, really just tank the fact that they're losing. And it sucks, right? Like that sucks. You want to be here. Draft is supposed to be fun. It is competition, but there's no pay. We're not like, we're not sports teams that are actually fighting for this thing. Obviously, some our viewers might feel that way, which is great. I love draft because I like naming my Pokemon after my viewers, and I like winning with those Pokemon because it feels cool. Like Noobish Trainer Joe sees me work Kangaskhan, is like, yeah, I put in work this week. It's awesome, right? But again, like that last player or the bottom is like, what are they actually fighting for besides obligation at this point? Because obviously quitting at this point in draft is a different thing than it was back then. It was so common back then. Like it was insanely common. But we also had 13, 14, 15 weeks. Whereas now we're just doing it for the content and having a good time.
I fought every league I joined less weeks. We have to have less weeks.
Always.
Well, the reason I eventually retired, I think one of the games was against you. It was like,
was the comfy?
I forget. No, it might have been, but I played like two playoff games in a row where I had an incredible season. I get to the playoffs. And yours was definitely in your favor, but I lost to 2 damage rolls, and I was like, okay, that was like 2 months of my life.
No, 100. No, that stuff sucks, dude.
And it's like, man, I could not have.
You know how many times, I played Mogwai, and I went on a whole rant about Mogwai, like because the game disconnected 10 times, so we had to do it like literally 10 times. And I was like, yo, if this game didn't disconnect the first time, he might not have crit me right here, or I might have actually just won. And like people, obviously, we were younger and everybody's passionate about it, and like you're not allowed to show emotion sometimes as a person, but you can show emotion as a viewer who's passionate about your playing. We'll talk crap, but and obviously everybody has their own fan base and everything, but I don't know. I get to a point where it's like, yo, man, the rivalries are what you guys make them. This is not like, I don't know, Knicks versus Spurs or whatever the hell it is, right? Like this is just us. We're real people playing the game, having a good time. And sorry, I was like cleaning up my office while we're talking. We're real people playing and having a good time. And it's like, yo, we're actual people. And like, it's so rough. Like you said, like I remember there was all of Gen 8 and a lot of Gen 7. Every time I got to playoffs, I was always haxed. Always.
Yep.
Always. I'm like, damn, man, this feels like crap, man. I just had I went like 12-1 in this season just to have.
Yeah, it was a legitimate curse. Like if you went undefeated, anyone in general, like if I saw you go undefeated in the regular season, I was like,
it was over. It was over. Yeah.
Playoffs.
Goodbye playoffs, like legit. And I hated it so much. Obviously, there were some awesome people that won draft leagues as well. And I also got legitimately beat down. Like Kyle beat me down in was it WB? I don't remember. But like I got legit beat down a few times too. But there was I remember just being so angry. I was like, yo, man. And I would be like, what's the point? Like when Dan froze me in the UCL, I got mad. I got really mad. But then we fought again in playoffs, and I basically crit him, and I'm like, damn. And I wasn't even happy about it because we had to fight at 9 a.m. and I was a college student. So like I had to go get ready for class, and I also stayed up till like 6 a.m. So like waking up to play was not. We didn't do post-game interviews there. You know, I started post-game interviews because I hacked Monotui. And I was like, I don't want people in my for week 1. I was like, I don't want people in my comment section being mad. Let me talk this through to actually make me feel better, make my opponent feel better, and also make people calm the hell down. Like
I'm going to Mono's wedding in like 2 months.
Ask him if he remembers when I dodged Icy Wind with my Gyarados on his Keldeo, and then I won the game because I Dragoness up.
He definitely does. He definitely does.
I'll ruin the best day of his life by bringing that up.
Yeah, Seth, bring that up after. Like, give him a hug and be like, do you remember when Joey dodged Icy Wind?
No, it'll be like, does anyone have any objections? And then I'll just ask him right then.
No, but like literally things like that. Like things like that are like, I'm happy that happened because obviously the post-game interview is something I love. I hate if I got hacked by somebody or I hacked somebody and we're both just supposed to say GG and like, damn, and just feel after. Let's talk it out, right? It feels good. Plus you get cool conversations like this, which are fun. All right, but I could definitely be here for 2 more hours, so I'm gonna go so I can eat dinner.
We'll wrap it.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for watching. Check out John. Check out Ben. We'll see you guys. Peace. That's it.